Hey everybody, on the road with Big Al here. I thought I'd do a video on Nikola Motors, Trevor Milton. In my video on Tesla, somebody in the comment section asked me my thoughts on Nikola Motors, and I kind of didn't get into it, but I thought I'd do a video today about it. Trevor Milton is it, Trevor Milton, the former CEO and founder of Nikola Motors, is currently in the news for defrauding investors. SEC arrested him last week sometime, and I kind of got some thoughts on it, and I'll go over my thoughts. I'm a Tesla. I own some stock in Tesla. I also own some stock in Helion. I might do a video on Helion later, but I'll kind of get into a little bit of it. My personal thoughts on kind of the technology. I believe that an electric drivetrain in semis is the future. How they power it, I'm not sure what's going to win over. Nikola Motors claim to be working on hydrogen. I'm not sure exactly what they were what exactly their technology they have. They seem to been pretty fraudulent in their claims, and so who knows how close they are or were, or it's just kind of hard to tell. But I believe the an electric drivetrain, maybe because mainly because I think regenerative braking would work really well in semis. And regenerative braking is when basically when you come to a stop, it's kind of like your Jake brake. The electric motors will run backwards, and as they run backwards, it'll generate electricity, and it can go back onto your battery, and you don't lose all that energy coming to a stop or coming down a hill. You can regenerate all that electricity, and I think it'd be huge in the trucking industry. How you power them? Are they going to be? Is it going to be a hybrid electric like hydrogen, or is it going to be um, like what Helion is working on right now, which is natural gas? Which kind of one of the reasons I'm invested in Helion is because natural gas is there's already sort of an infrastructure for natural gas. There was no infrastructure for hydrogen, and somebody's going to have to build that entire hydrogen network, and it's going to be extremely expensive if they ever get there. It's going to be a huge hurdle in front of hydrogen ever being uh, being effective. But let's get into Nikola Motors. First off, in December about 2018, I was watching some videos, and I kind of got into uh, Nikola Motors, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Their kind of business model was they were going to build these hydrogen trucks, and they're going to lease them to the clients. They're going to lease them to truckers or truck companies, and along with your lease is you're going to get to fuel off their hydrogen networks for free. They're going to sell, or they're going to build the trucks, lease the trucks, and they're going to build these hydrogen networks. And part of your lease, the fuel came along with the hydrogen fuel came along with the lease. But I thought that was going to be just kind of estimating what it was going to cost. It was going to cost around, I figured about $7 to $8 billion. That's conservative of what it was going to cost to build this hydrogen network. And some people coming out, it was going to cost. They were estimating about I think 7 to 8 million per hydrogen station, which was going to put it around the 7 to 8 billion. How many they were saying they wanted to build? Some people are saying it. The type of hydrogen station they were going to build was going to cost, way in the billions more. They were this company which was going to try. this company which was going to, this is kind of why I was skeptical. This company that was going to have to come up with the technology to build the trucks, they were also going to have to come up with the money to build this hydrogen network, which was going to cost billions and billions of dollars. And how are they going to generate all this money without any sales or any product? It just seemed going to be pretty difficult. But in December of 2018, I actually put down one of the trucks. If what they were saying was true, it seemed feasible that you could lease a truck for the price of what what I was spending a month in diesel at the time. So it seemed like if what they were saying was true, it seemed reasonable, but you're going to have a hard time, especially if you're one of the early adapters, you're one of the first people to get these trucks. It was going to be a real limited, the hydrogen network was going to be really limited. But then about early 2020, they did a SPAC merger. Basically, they merged with another company who's already on the stock market, and they merge with them, and then they come onto the stock market. And anyway, I started watching videos of the company, and some of the people who I follow, are Tesla investors, and they were pretty skeptical of Nikola, and some of the stuff that just kind of didn't make sense. Some of the stuff Trevor Milton was saying kind of didn't add up. Like, kind of another big obstacle in my mind was he was claiming that they had this battery technology that was going to cost half as much to produce, and it was going to be twice as much, and half as much half the cost, twice the power, and weigh half as much as the current battery technology. And Trevor Milton said he was just going to give this technology, or he's just going to give it away, or give the patents away, or let anybody build them. And you have this company that's trying to build these hydrogen trucks, which is going to cost billions of dollars to get to that point. And I believe in the future, everything is going to be powered off of batteries. If you have this battery technology that is twice as good as anything anybody else is using, and twice as cheap as anybody else is using, you have $1 trillion idea there. Why are you going to give that away? Why are you going to give this $1 trillion idea away and then work on this idea that it's kind of like your hydrogen trucks is kind of a moonshot idea? It's going to take a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of capital to get there. If you have this battery technology, why not just work on these batteries and get these batteries out? Which kind of made me skeptical. And at the time, when they got on the stock market, the stock shot up to $65 a share right off the bat. And I don't know, I was skeptical, didn't get in, didn't invest, didn't get in. And as kind of time went on, about around October, I believe it was October, this Hindenburg came out, and they had their short sellers, which they're betting on the price to go down. So these short sellers, Hindenburg came out with a report and basically said that the entire company is a fraud. They had a video. They rolled the truck down the hill. None of their claims. They don't have the battery technology they claimed. They don't have a running model like they claimed. And I believe a day or two later, Trevor Milton, he was not the CEO at the time. He'd already kind of stepped aside, and there was another CEO there who is now the current CEO. But Trevor Milton quit, or was fired, or forced to leave. They say he quit. But the entire board that was there when all this went on is still there. The CEO was there when all this went on. And just last week, Trevor Milton was arrested. And it's not looking good for Nikola Motors. I've read some comments of people who are still supporting the company and claiming that none of these charges came against Nikola Motors. They're all against Trevor Milton. But I'm going to say, I'm not an investor, and you can kind of do what you want to do. But my kind of my belief is on this is this isn't good for um, this isn't good for Nikola Motors. No matter how you spin it, the people that were there when Trevor Milton was doing what he was doing, and he was doing it as the CEO of the company. Um, the people who like when the stock shot up to $65 a share, and right now it's at $11 a share. This is less than this is less than a year. This is 6 7 months, or no, it's probably since it was at 65, it's probably been a little over a year. But it shot up to 65. There's people who bought this stock in at 65, and now it's at $11, and now it's coming out. The company was fraudulent, and the fact that Trevor Milton's no longer there doesn't. Um, they're still open. I believe they're still open to lawsuits. They're going to have people coming in and suing the company. Um, the word fraudulent is coming out. They're going to have a hard time raising money. Their stock is at 11, $10 11 a share. Things aren't looking good for Nikola. Kind of my advice, like I said, I'm a truck driver. I kind of dibble in the stock market, watch videos. I have some extra money I put in there. It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like sports gambling. I only put in what I can afford to lose, which over the years it's added up. I've had some successful, I've been invested in Tesla on and off since 2012, so for a long time. So what I've put into Tesla has done really well. I would not advise getting in or out or doing anything with Nikola. I would stay away from this stock as much as possible. Because another point, what these companies are trying to do, what Tesla kind of has done, Helion is trying to do, and like all these other companies who are trying to get in, not just trucks, cars, electric. It's a long shot. 9 out of 10 of these companies, probably 9.9 out of 10 of these companies are going to fail. It's not going to be easy. And this is if there's no, they're on the up and up, and they're literally trying to accomplish what they're, trying to accomplish. It's just going to be a long shot. On the other end, if they are successful, there's going to be a pretty good payday on the other end, because there's going to just be a lot of money. Because like I said, I think in the future, I think everything is going to run on batteries. Every piece of equipment, heavy equipment, lawnmowers, cars, semi trucks, loaders, heavy equipment, all your tools, weed eaters, leaf blowers. Everything's going to run off of batteries in the future. It's just, a matter of time of getting the cost of it down, the efficiency of it better. Everything's going to run off of batteries in the future, I believe. Your semi trucks, they're going to have batteries in them. They're going to have to be electric. The drivetrain is going to be electric driven. Probably for a while, it's going to be a hybrid until they figure out, until they get the weight down, they get get an infrastructure built, and they get the range up in them. Right now, an all electric battery driven truck, Tesla's saying 600 miles. I believe, like for a van loads is what I do. 40,000 pounds is the most. You're going to lose at least 4,000 pounds, maybe 6,000 pounds of what you can haul, because your batteries are going to be so heavy. So like right now I can haul 43, 44. You're probably talking 38, 40,000 loads at the most. So you're going to lose a lot. They're going to have to get for these trucks to be more viable. They're going to have to get the weight down of the batteries, and they're going to have to get the range up, and they're going to have to build an infrastructure, a huge infrastructure to accommodate these trucks. An infrastructure that's even more than what I believe what your diesel, like what your Flying J's, Loves, Petros, where you could get diesel. There's going to have to be a place to charge these trucks on every single corner, and it's going to take a long time, you know, every 10 15 miles. Right now I live in the state of Kansas. I drive a Tesla. There's 7 Tesla chargers in the state of Kansas. You know, that's not going to cut it when you have millions, you know, 20 30 million vehicles on the road, and you have all these trucks on the road, and these trucks only have 600, you know, at most 600-mile range, 500-600-mile range. The shorter range trucks are going to only have 300, all battery driven. So for the time being, this is why I kind of believe in Helion. They're building these drive trains that are going to be kind of a hybrid, driven off of natural gas. Like I said, there's already a kind of a infrastructure for natural gas out there, and that's kind of why I'm invested in Helion. Like these companies have a long ways to go. It's still the early stage, you know. It's going to be interesting to see. That said, check out Mudflap. We're still running on diesel. Diesel costs are still up there. I use Mudflap, use it all the time. I've currently saved over $2,000 on the price at the pump. Been using it for about a year and a half. Mudflap is just an app. Go to the App Store, download it. I'll put a link in the description, and I'll put a link in the comments section. Click on my link. I believe right now, I seen somebody signed up, and it was saying I'll get $15. I believe you'll get $15. I'm not 100% positive on that, but they're saying right now $15. Sign up. First time you get fuel, you get $15 off. You get $15 of free fuel. No fees. Just you download the app, tie a credit card or your bank account to it. When you get to a place where you want to buy fuel, click on the app. You'll slide it. It'll give you a code. You show the cashier. They'll punch it in the deal, and you just go out and pump it, and it'll bill your credit card or your bank, whatever you have set up. It really is easy to use. There's no fees. Like I have a fuel card. I think I paid a $50 activation fee to activate that fuel card, and I pay $5 a month for that fuel card. I keep that fuel card because I get just a 12-cent discount at Flying J and Pilots, and I still use it for those. But mainly I use, like 90% of the time, I use Mudflap and use whatever fueling network they got. Their network's growing. I get emails every week that they've added stores. You know, I really can't say much more about it. I really honestly use it. It's a great app. Check it out. Thanks for watching. This has been On the Road with Big Al. Stay safe out there. Thanks.